switch some stuff up. All right, cool. So where we last left, we had 3 unconscious people. We
Three.
had
I think it was 4.
well, no,
No,
because
somebody rolled a 20 on their death save.
what he
I think
said.
it was Jim.
No, it was
No.
Dominic. It was Everlight.
Everlight, yeah.
Okay.
He spun a 20, so he got a hit point back. So,
How
and
come my sheet says I only have 1 hit point left?
because that's what you have.
Yeah. So does mine.
Oh, I don't know why.
I thought we did some stabilizing or something.
Yeah, I thought I
You
was
did.
at
You
max.
should be stable, but stable doesn't mean you have any hit points. It just means you're not
Right.
dying.
It means
Oh.
you're not making death saves.
But I
Yeah.
thought I was at. Was I at max last time? No, you know
Nope.
what? That's right. I was down.
You got beat up pretty bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
rock.
But you spun the 20, so you have a hit point.
Okay.
Little Pora, Dorgal, and Lightfinger, they are all unconscious, but stable.
Okay.
Daedalus was in the middle of giving up, if I remember correctly. So
Yes, I surrendered.
okay. So the one person who is left. So let me pull him up. Let me grab him. That's one sheet I don't have open. Let me grab that. That's 18. The Orog. I don't remember him from previous versions of or earlier versions of D&D. Interesting.
Oh yeah.
It definitely existed in 2nd edition.
Yeah, he was definitely there in 2nd edition. Yep.
He was a 2nd edition dude. Okay, I didn't play much 2nd edition. I was too deep into college, and I don't think I invested in the 2nd edition books for the most
I
part.
played a little at the very end of 2nd edition because a friend of mine was running a campaign and he had Orogs as one of our enemies.
Oh, okay, fair enough. All right, cool. Okay, so the Orog is going to shuttle the two of you into one of the jail cells.
Which one?
How about the one to the north there out of the 3?
Okay.
So
looks like we can't go in.
I'll get you in, but
Okay.
he'll take your weapons and shuttle the two of you in there, and he'll go back and he grabs the other 3 of you. Again, sans weapons. And outside of the chamber, a 1 second here, if I can just rearrange. There we go. Let me grab him. One of the dark dwarves is a dark dwarf that's put on guard duty, and I'll give you the dude's name.
Have we met these dark dwarfs before?
You have not seen him in this campaign. Maybe some of you have had in previous. Maybe you haven't. It's a Dorgal. I'll give it to you. 1 second. One of these guys. Say copy.
So where's this going into?
I've put it into the Roll20.
Oh,
chat.
I see.
Right.
Okay, a dwerger. Got it.
And
what is the dark dwarf doing?
He's just guarding.
Oh, he's just standing outside.
He's just standing outside. Yep. The other big guy, he goes away, and what you see is over the course of time, some of the creatures, either some of these dwarves or a couple of monks or maybe yeah, I'll say either the dwarfs or the monks. They are slowly capturing the prisoners who ran out and starting to shuttle them back into the into some of the cells. You definitely get the sense that not everyone has been captured, right? And as such, like I said, things are still a little chaotic, right? So you kind of get the feel that um, folks are out in the countryside trying to round people up.
Okay. The only people awake still at this point are myself and Everlight.
Um, if you want to wait a D4 worth of time, then these guys will
It's
all
not
get a
like
hit
we
point.
have anything else to do.
No, understood. I'm just grabbing some D4s basically here because I didn't. Here we go.
Can we take a short rest?
I think we were out of short rests.
You can
There's no
take a
such-
short rest.
There's such things out of short rest, though. Some people might be out of hit dice.
Yes.
There should be some
Oh,
short
I
rest.
thought you could only take like 3 short rests before taking a long rest.
I'm not aware of any rule like that.
Nope, I can't think of that either.
Okay.
But I would say that, you guys can take a short rest. Those who are conscious, right, can take a short rest. I don't
Right.
think Dominic has any hit dice left. If I
I think
remember.
Lillipore is also out of hit dice.
Well, Little
I don't know
Poor
about
is going to have to become conscious, right? So
Right.
before she can take a short rest, right? So one,
So
two.
if people are out of hit dice, we're probably going to need to take a long rest before we can even consider doing anything.
Yeah, I think so. I know I'm out of hit dice.
Yeah. Okay. So why don't we just wait? We'll try to take a long rest. Maybe we'll be interrupted before then.
Okay. I would say after after an hour, right? Little Pora and Dorgal, they become conscious, and they can take a short rest now for whatever time, for the hour, right? So Lightfinger is going to take a little bit more time, but I don't know after the short rest if any of you get any spells that could revive him, possibly, or abilities that could revive him.
I have no healing.
Little Poor, your lay on hands is on a long rest, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I think we're still back to waiting and trying to take a long rest.
Okay, that's fine. Then we'll just go with that, right?
Okay.
So you guys recover. You become conscious a couple hours later. Would be Lightfinger, right?
Okay.
And then then at some point you're gonna long rest. People are still, I would say, by the time night comes, there's maybe about, people kind of doing a quick head count and such. There's like maybe 4 or 5 people that they haven't caught yet, right?
Well, that's good. Is the dwarf from the delegation? Is he back, or is he one of the missing people?
I can't find it. It's like lost.
We'll say one of the missing people. Vic, I can hear you, by the way, if you're trying to say something.
Okay, so I'm going to take a long rest.
Okay.
I mean, on my character sheet, I'm going to take a long rest.
I'm gonna.
I mean, like I by myself. I just mean like I personally.
Okay.
All right. Since I'm conscious, I could take a long rest too.
You can. I'm going to say that they do have your spell book for now. So
All
they
right.
got your weapons, they got spell book. They're smart enough to take at least those things away.
Is there anything else they took?
We're going to say just that for now.
So, do I still have my thieves tools?
Thanks.
I will say that you can keep your thieves' tools.
Okay.
So that ring we found, we can identify it when we take a long rest.
Oh, that's right. You had a ring. Let me find it. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Cripes, I forget. Where did you find the ring? Oh, it was in
In the
somewhere.
room with the zombies.
Yeah, the zombie room. That's it. As soon as it came out of my mouth, it reminded me. Let's see. Zombie ring. I will say it's a ring of fire resistance.
We would like to wear a ring of fire resistance. Certainly not
I'll
me.
take it if nobody else will.
I believe I already have fire resistance. Yeah, I do already have fire resistance. Dorgal, nobody else has spoken up, so you can go ahead and take it.
Yay.
Does that require attunement?
Probably.
I would have to look it up. 1 second.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe the item will say when
It
you add it to your
does. It
character sheet.
does.
Okay.
But you can attune to it. All good.
Okay. Can Lightfinger reach the lock from this side of the gate?
He could work on it, we'll say, at disadvantage because he'd have to kind of curve his arms around.
Okay.
I would say that by the end of the long rest, no one's going to bother you for now because the majority of the people are still out and about trying to
Right.
gather people up, right? I mean,
Right.
this monastery has been trying to keep quiet and they're trying to stay that way, right? So they're going to be
Right.
searching people out. Little Pora, your spells are, for showing my age, we'll say cleric based, right? So, if I remember correctly for you, and I'll just double check them all, your spells would be coming back because you just have to basically pray to whatever gods you have. I want to double check that real quick.
Do I get my max hit points back, or am I still at 1?
If you took a long rest, you get your max hit points back.
When you click
Okay.
the long rest on D&D Beyond, it'll take care of all the bookkeeping for you.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
But it had a check. I wasn't sure if it was supposed to be checked or not.
But there's nothing you need to do. Just click on long rest and confirm.
Yes. So spell casting, right, is prayer and meditation. That is correct. Dataless, you would have any spell slots that you still have from the data before. You don't have your book to study from it, but you don't lose your spell slots. So you don't lose any spells that you knew from before, if I remember correctly.
I'm actually checking that right now to see what happens. Like I'll get the spell slots back. I'm just looking to see what spells, if any, I would be able to cast.
Right. I would double check that. I try to double check it
Okay.
before. That's
It
how
says
I read it. Yeah, go
you,
ahead.
You can change your list of prepared spells when you finish a long rest. Preparing a new list of wizard spells requires time spent studying and memorizing. So that suggests to me if I'm not changing my prepared spells, then I don't need the spell book.
Okay,
It's
fair
only
enough.
if
I read that
preparing a new
quickly.
list of
Yeah,
spells.
yeah.
Of course, I would still like to get the spell book back because like I don't want to be stuck with just these spells forever. But
Sure. And then the ranger, he probably gets it back too for one reason or another. It's
I think we
probably
just get spells
it
like
would be
the way
druid based, so he'd be fine.
Yeah. I think only wizards require physical notation of spells in order to prepare them.
I think I actually might need a wizard spell book because my spells are int based.
Or are you
So I probably need a spell book.
You're
I'm going to check on that too. Because I happen to have the PHP open. Come on, Monk. Eldritch Knight. It looks like you, as an Eldritch Knight, you just know spells. You can like swap them out when you level, but it doesn't say anything about
Yeah, I was gonna say it's kind of like
this,
a
about
sorcerer thing,
preparing
right?
spells from a spell book. Yeah, and like you don't change which spells you know when you take a long rest. You know the same spells as you did before. You can only change them when you level, and you can replace one with another. Yeah, doesn't say anything about requiring a spell book. Also, as an Eldritch Knight, you can summon your weapon to you. You can teleport your weapon to you.
Yes,
Your bonded weapon.
yes, that's useful.
It's useful now.
In case I want to stab Daedalus, I'll be able to summon my weapon.
Great. Paul, were you in the midst of telling us something else about our situation after the long rest?
Um, no, I would just say that there's like one of the Orogs seem to be hanging around more by the jail cells, right? Um, they're still missing maybe about 4 or 5 people, but you get the sense that one of the Orogs are nearby.
Can we hear where it is? Obviously, we can't see it because we're pretty narrow range of vision.
Right. I mean, sometimes he comes by the cells just to see how things are going. Um, and then he kind of heads off for a period of time and he's just kind of making rounds, we'll say.
Okay. So what is our plan? We have 3 people without weapons. I don't have a spell book that's not quite as urgent because like I can still do stuff in a fight. 3 people without weapons are kind of stuck. Do we have any idea where the weapons would be? Like
They
having
were in
explored.
they just left him in the guard room, just kind of scooped him up, threw him in the room with the where you were fighting those guys.
Okay.
And that's about it.
Okay. Um. Anyone have any ideas?
What up? All right. If we
Get the hell out of here.
yeah, definitely that. But
We,
before
we
that,
we can. It'll be tough if we encounter any guards. 3 people can only fight with unarmed attacks.
We'll grab the
suppose we-
weapons and get out of here.
yeah,
Okay, so like that room when we last saw it had 3 Orogs and an ogre. So grabbing the weapons is a lot easier said than done.
suppose we got the armor off of Durgar and I disguise myself as a
Maybe
Durgar.
we could see if they're still there.
Yeah, we could check that first.
How would we see? Like just go out and peek?
I could sneak in there and try to see if.
Yeah, send the thief.
Yeah, I'll just hide.
The one dwarf is basically maybe roughly sorry, these are 10-foot squares. So we'll say roughly 15, like he's basically kind of right in front of that intersection there. I don't know if you can see him through the bars. But probably not where you're at, right?
Is it possible to put a token on the map to represent him?
Sure.
Help
Why don't I just do
visualize
this? 1
this?
second. We'll just make it easy. Burp.
I think the doors are locked and we can't see through the door.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
it's because the
think
doors
Paul
are
is
there.
correct.
I'm just going to take a couple of them off. I guess I'll try and take a couple of bars off. I'll just debar some of the bars. Just so you could see through. That should be a little better. At least from Lightfinger's perspective. Let's see if I pretend I'm him. Yeah, he can see. So there's one dude
Can I
there.
ask the dwarf to come closer to the? Can I ask the dwarf to come closer to the bars?
Sure.
Okay. I
What language do you say this in?
common.
He just looks at you.
Does anybody speak Undercommon? I do not.
Just common, draconic, and orc.
Don't suppose thieves' cant would work.
What are you trying to do?
What I'm trying to do is bring him closer to the bars, and I want to see if I could talk to him and.
I'm sorry, you fade
Sorry,
out after the word
yeah.
and.
All I heard was talk to him.
Did we lose you there? Whoa.
Hello?
I hear Dominic.
I think Lightfinger fainted.
I think he did.
Huh.
I'll just ping him.
He got so excited with his plan, all the blood went to his
Did
head,
it?
and he just
We missed.
passed out.
We lost Jim.
He's typing something.
He is. It was right before his big reveal too, and what he was going to do.
No, he's not typing something.
Yeah. Okay.
So, it's our proposal to try to like send the thief in to try to like steal back our stuff. I mean, I'm personally skeptical about that, but you know, it's not my ass on the line. So if that's what Lightfinger wants to do, it's, you know, that's his decision.
Oh, he wants to try and steal the key from the guy.
I mean, I have Mage Hand. I could just try to lift the key. Is that a thing? Is that something you can do with Mage Hand?
If you were an arcane trickster,
Which I'm not.
I would say most definitely. As a regular, mage trying to do that, it's going to be a little more tricky, right? Because I think even the arcane trickster gets the sleight of hand bonus using
Right.
mage hand.
Right.
Wizards, not so much. I'm going to try and disconnect. I'm going to disconnect you. I'm going to disconnect you. Try to reconnect.
Anybody else have any ideas?
Hello.
Hello, welcome
Hello.
back.
Welcome back.
All right. So yeah, I was trying to distract the dwarf and take his key and make it easier to get around.
Well, we have established that you cannot talk to him, but you could just try to pick the lock, which kind of amounts to the same thing. I think either way, he will still be there, and the door will be open. Now, how we deal with him after the door is open is a question, because again, only two people can fight effectively, and we don't have a lot of space. I guess I could try to put him to sleep.
That's probably the best idea.
Okay, so I put him to sleep. You unlock the door, and then what?
Then I'm gonna hide and try to see if I can get into that room where our weapons are.
Okay, so then we just wait for you here.
I guess that'd be the best thing.
Okay, and if you are able to get our weapons, are we just trying to take the quickest route out?
That would be my vote.
Okay, is everyone okay with this plan?
What is his plan?
He's going to try to sneak into the room to grab our weapons and bring them back. And if he's successful, then we'll just try to like flee, basically, get outside.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, so I will cast sleep. I'm trying to cast it in a way that makes it show up.
All right.
There we go. So if he's 21 hit points, it's a 20-foot range. These are 5-foot squares or 10-foot squares.
10. That's why you're
Okay, so
kind
I'm
of
gonna
relatively
I'm gonna put
small
it.
between the thing.
I'm
Yep.
gonna center on the back wall so it doesn't get any of us. It just gets the dwarf. And if he's 21 hit points or fewer, he is asleep. And if he is immune to being charmed, or if he has more than 21 hit points, he is not asleep.
Okay. So he is. There's no save to that, if I remember correctly, right?
Correct. No save.
Okay. Um. Hold on. I want to check something out real fast. Um. Okay. Since there's no save, I think you're good. It says that it is resistant to being charmed, but it is not immune to charm.
Right.
So, and so how many hit points did you spend?
It's in the Roll20.
Oh, there it is. Oh, sure. We'll say he's asleep.
Okay. So now it's Lightfinger's turn.
All right. Is that sleight of hand?
Yeah, with disadvantage.
Okay.
Since it's
And
disadvantage, you have to roll twice.
give me a second one.
Yeah.
If you hold down the control key, it'll do disadvantage automatically.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's good enough. I'll say you get it open.
Okay.
So this
So-
dude is out for
1 minute.
1 minute.
Right, which means we have to leave or otherwise incapacitate him within the next minute.
Oh shit.
Lightfinger, you should not be worried about doing something with him. You should just go on your mission and let us deal with the dwarf.
All right, I'm out.
Okay. Go.
I'm obviously in hide mode everywhere I go. I'm just gonna go back to that room and check against the door to see if anyone's there.
All right. Do you want to do some sort of sneaky spin would be good?
Yeah. Which one though?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Stealth would be
Stealth.
great. Okay. So you open up the door and weapons are there, and for right now, the other guys are not.
Oh, thank God! I scoop them all up.
Don't forget my
And-
spell book.
Everything.
Okay. What are you guys doing to the dwarf?
Well, is
I
there
mean, you
anything
still
in
got
this
time. I'm
room-
just asking.
Yeah, is there anything in this room you could use as like an improvised weapon?
As an improvised weapon?
Actually, let me strike that. I think the best way to get a lot of damage on the dwarf at once is for Lillipora to punch him and smite. Because if she hits, it's an automatic crit, which doubles all the smite dice.
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to kill him, go for it, right? I mean, you
Or,
can...
not, or just knock him out. I mean, either way. I'm fine killing him, actually. He's working for bad guys.
There
But
you
that's
go.
up to Lillipora. It's Lillipora's call if she's the one punching him.
Sure, I will try to punch him.
So you have advantage. It's an unarmed strike. You have advantage because he's unconscious, and it's a crit if you hit. Which is why the smite is useful, because the unarmed strike is like 1 damage.
So, oh, you're gonna unarmed strike? Okay, that's fine. I mean, you could just wait to get your weapons back, but heck, you
We
could breathe.
we don't know how long it's going to take. It could easily take a minute. For
Yeah, that's
Lightfinger
true.
to get the weapons back.
All right. I mean, the first time, yeah, okay, you got him. I'm not going to say he's out. You can easily, take off some of his armor, no problem. You got him, or at least find an easy enough spot. You gonna do damage?
You also need to smite in order for this to be useful, because you get to double the smite dice.
Right. It's all double damage since he's unconscious.
Well, it's double dice.
Double dice, right? Showing my age. Sorry.
It's fine. So it's 4d8 if you smite with a first level spell, or 68 if you smite with a second level spell.
So you spawn. Okay. Whoa.
So it looks like 19.
Okay. Somebody else. He's like practically dead or practically knocked out, whatever you want to call it. Someone else want to smack him real quick?
Durago,
Sure,
overlay?
I'll summon my weapon and stab him.
Okay. Go for it.
You get an advantage because it's prone.
I'll do so nonchalantly.
One more spin. You get advantage. Okay. We'll say he's dead.
Okay. Let's quietly walk out.
I'm in heavy armor. I can't quietly walk down.
Lightfinger, you're back with the group.
All right.
Is it a question or a statement?
It was more of a question. He wasn't with you guys, so I
I
presume
am coming back. Yes.
I'll just put you through the wall. Easy enough.
Okay, so we'll redistribute all our weapons and spell books. And then our plan is to try to GTFO.
All right.
Yep.
Which way you want to go?
Are we gonna release the prisoners again?
Let's we have the key from the. It actually does the dwarf have a key on him?
Sure. Yes.
So let's unlock the prisoner's gate
Okay.
or gates. There's more than one, I suppose.
Yep. Yep.
And then we'll go west.
Everlight, you can give back all your hit points and take a long rest. You're still showing us 1 hit point. I don't know if that's still true. And
No, I'm back up to 25.
are you? Oh, I never figured out why your character was disconnected. All right, I'll figure it out. Let me just take a quick look. I go. You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna do. No, I'll do it later. I don't want to screw you up because you could still
Okay.
see the map. So I don't know why it's not updating your hit points. It's just really odd.
We're gonna go. Do you want like directions or how do you want us to do this?
We should go through the barracks there.
Oh, actually, you're right. If it's empty, you're right. If it's empty, we should just go straight through. Is there anything else of note in this room, which is locked?
Which room?
Oh,
I'm
no,
sorry.
Unlocked. Sorry, the room.
Oh,
that I'm
right now
looking
the
at-
room is empty. The room has definitely. I mean, I'll just move people around a little bit. I'm impatient. I'm gonna say. I mean, the room is still a mess. It still looks, even though there was still some parts of the battle here, it does look like that some of the creatures rested here, right? So things have been shuffled a bit from the original battle. That's about all you notice.
Then we'll
There's
try
a
to go north.
door to the north. There's a door to the west.
From this room.
Yeah,
there's a door to the
there's
west.
a door right here. Yep.
I think it's too risky for us to be exploring new places. We can always come back here several levels from now. So I think we
Yep,
should just
agreed.
try to go straight towards the exit, which is north from here into the zombie room. So that's like this.
Who's opening the door and who's going
Not
first?
not the soft wizard.
I got it.
All right, give me a stealth check.
Okay. Wow.
13. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yep, you're good. You open the door and you. Is the door open? I don't even know if it is. Let me see.
Looks open.
It is open. Bonus. As you head towards the intersection there in front of you, Lightfinger, and you peek around the corner, you see one of the Orogs is going down the hall away from you to the west.
To the west. Okay.
He's walking
So-
west.
He's walking away. I can even show you. Say beep. There he is.
All right. I give everyone else the signal to be quiet, and I want to watch him. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to quietly cross over to the other part of the intersection over here where he can't see me.
Okay.
And I'm going to, with my hands, let them know that he's right there.
Okay.
We're just gonna wait until Lightfinger gives us the signal that we can move.
So I'm
Oh,
watching
good.
to see what he's doing.
Sure. He is just kind of patrolling, we'll say. So he is just walks down to the end of the hall and turns south.
Okay. Coast is clear.
Okay. So we're gonna move north.
Okay, go for it. I think that door's open too. Let me just double check. Yeah, all these doors have been open, so they're still open. I never put them back down. My son is obviously getting ice. I'm with Dominic.
I was wondering what that was.
I knew exactly what it was. I had no doubt whatsoever.
Is the zombie room clear?
The zombie room is still clear.
Okay, then the next.
Is Lightfinger still
yes.
going first, or who's going where?
I am.
Give me another stealth check.
All right.
Okay, 18. You look down the hall and you see that in the room that the Umber Hulk, died, there is one Orog in that room. You see him kind of walk by the door, and you kind of keep an eye out. He seems to be pretty much staying in that room. We'll say he's guarding, but he's not being very, however you want to say.
Observant.
Observant, yes.
Okay, let's close this door.
Okay. I can
I
do
think we're
that.
gonna have
I'll get
to-
Everlight
but-
into your room with you, and then I'll do it.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to fight this guy. But hopefully, if we close all these doors between us and the prison area, then no one will come to relieve him to assist him.
Can I see if it sounds like there's anyone else in that room?
Whoop. Sorry, got carried away with my line drawing.
Yeah, I was just wondering if I could hear if
Oh,
there's
you know
anyone
what?
else in that.
I'll still do that. Sure. I want to say as part of your stealth check, you can kind of creep up to the door on the other side of the hallway, right?
Okay.
So, and you see he's the only one there, right? He's.
Okay.
I'll say you're like there. I mean, not that obvious, but sure. He's hanging around, right?
Right.
Do
we want to fight?
kind of
this guy, or do we
grumbling.
wanna
He's
warm him
more.
up?
He's
I
one
don't
of the
think we
guys
can-
that you felt before, but
Right.
he is back to full hit points. He got to rest
Can
as
I
well.
see him from where I am?
If you want to try and creep to the door with Lightfinger, go for it.
So I cannot see him from where I am.
Not at this moment, but he'll pop up in a few seconds. I mean, if
Okay, I'll wait
what's
until
your psych? 'Cause I don't think there's any dark.
I'm
Do
gonna
you have
cast
dark
a
vision?
message. Yes, I'm a tiefling.
Okay, just making sure. And was it 60?
Let me check. 60, yes.
All right. He would be. You creep in a little bit more, you could probably get to him. He'd be like right on the edge of your dark vision. I'll just move him a little closer so you can maybe see him a bit. If I do this and do that. Oh wow, you look to have better than 60, but all good.
Okay, I'm gonna cast a message to the Orog,
Okay.
and I'm gonna whisper to him, "We need your assistance. We need your assistance urgently at the front door. There is an armed group trying to force their way in."
Okay, so this is in your voice, right?
I mean, it's yes.
All right. Let's see what he does here. So let's. I guess make a deception check.
Oh, actually,
Or something
sure.
like
The spell actually doesn't have to follow a straight line, so I can actually be out of the sight. But yes, I'll happily make a deception check. I mean, not happily, but
Sure. It was the best thing I could think to roll, and
it's fine. No, that's totally legit. I'm not arguing that.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm not built to be deceptive.
You're willing but not happy to do it.
Right. It's definitely not my forte.
I'll say so. He hears it, but he's confused. He's not, like he's not sure what to make of it this second. Like he's trying to figure out, like, did someone call him? Like he heard this? Like it's
Uh,
not one of like a usual monk voice that he would think is one of his leaders, you would think, or something like that, right?
I'm gonna wait a couple of rounds and then I'm gonna cast it again, and I'll say there will be a 10 gold piece reward for each of the enemies that you killed.
Oh, okay. Give me one more check.
Okay. For some reason, Roll20 is just really slow in getting my rolls from D&D Beyond.
I'm not
Like they show up
surprised.
eventually.
All right, I'm gonna say that he goes up the steps. Lightfinger, you see
Okay,
him go up the steps for now.
let's give him a few rounds and then we also have to go up the steps. That's our way out.
Yep.
Hopefully, this way we won't encounter him. And if not, at least we'll be upstairs.
Okay.
So we're gonna go upstairs.
Okay. I'll grab you. Let me grab you all. 1, 2, 3. Where's the fourth one? 1, 2, 3. Dominic, where did you go, dude?
You don't
He's
see
right
me?
there.
Oh, I have who am I missing then? I'm missing. I have. Oh, there. Oh, Daedalus on there. Okay, there. One was on top of the other. All right, 1 second. Shoot. Ah. Well, I want to put you there for 2 seconds. Sorry. There we go. Get her out of the thing. All right. You go upstairs into the main room where you had, I guess, one of the first battles, right?
Yes.
And you see the door on the south side kind of close as you come up the steps. You see that from the back. We'll say the thief was the first one up. I'm sorry, the rogue. Showing my age again. You see that it's another one of these dwarves that you put to sleep and killed down below.
Where's this dwarf?
He went out through the south door down here.
Okay. So let's go east to the garden because I'm sure they're gonna figure out there's no one at the front door pretty quickly.
Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna say you.
I'm not first.
Oh
I'm just
well,
moving my
sorry.
token.
I'm just moving you into the garden for a second.
Yeah.
Burp. Let's try and grab you all. As you move into the garden, there's a door to the south east ish, right? I mean it's
This one?
really east, right? But we'll say the south part of the east.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, that one.
Yep.
And
Wait,
that
I can't find us at all. Where are we?
you
Oh,
are up
I found it.
in the
Found it.
garden.
Okay, thank you.
I will say that door to that door will that door kind of creaks open on its own,
Uh-huh.
and you see a hand kind of gesture at you to come in.
Who are we to turn down the hand of divinity?
Okay. Who's going in? Who's going in first? Who's going
I'll go
in at
first.
First
all?
wizard.
Okay. So you go in,
Can we
and
even fit in there?
I'll fit you in there, no problem. There's a steps going up. I will grab a bunch of people. There we go.
Going up.
The door will close behind you. I need a door. I need to be in the right spot too, would be nice. Burp, door closed. And get in the right spot. In there is a undead creature. Basically a lich. And the lich looks at you all and says, he says, I am not your enemy. I have seen you go around this monastery, and your bravery has touched me. I was once one of the defenders of this monastery long ago, when this monastery was used for different purposes than it was now. And I want to take a few minutes to help you on your quest.
I rolled insight.
Thank you.
Okay. Sure, he seems truthful.
Okay. What's your name, friend?
My name is Renwick. And
have I ever heard of Renwick?
That's a good question.
History, Arcana?
Don't. So he will say, you can do a history check. Go for it. $13. You don't recall the name per se, right?
Okay.
But he says that he was part of the Knights of Samler. I'll put that name in there too. I'll put it in the I'll put it in Discord.
Well, he was the guy that was whose tomb we found down in the bottom, down on the other level.
That is true.
Oh.
There you go. He says, I was one of these knights long ago, and we use this monastery for good purposes, to try and keep this area stable. My hunger for arcane knowledge eventually led me into lichdom, we'll say, right? And I am here. I live in this room. The other people of the monastery, we leave each other alone. They know I'm here. They know I don't want to be messed with by them, and therefore they don't bother me, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That being said, as one of the knights, and being of an order of paladins and similar long ago, seeing you try to root out what I at one time stood very strongly for, I'll give you some assistance in your quest. It's like, I'm not going to help you kill the people here, because I'm kind of tired of killing after all these years. But if at some point you wipe out the creatures in the monastery, I'll make sure that none of them come back.
Well, thanks. We're going to leave the monastery, but we'll come back in the future when we feel capable of dealing with what's here. And apparently, there's also like a deeper basement with even more powerful stuff.
Yeah, there is a couple of levels to this. So he said, long ago there was basically 4 groups of us that built various we'll say various keeps or castles or structures, whatever you want to call it.
For the 4 elements.
Well, they were eventually each taken over by one of the elements, yes.
Ah,
But originally there was 4 different orders that watched over this area, this being one of them. And the dungeon that lays beneath here, right, had various entrances. So um, each one of these structures was guarding and is one of the entrances to the deeper layers. So if you go another
mm,
level deeper than here, you will find that those tunnels are all interconnected to various parts, to the various, you know, we'll say elemental tribes that take over them now.
right.
So you can get between the different elements down there. But that's a
So the
level
bottom
deeper
level,
than where you were, right? You were
right? The
just
bottom
in.
level is all interconnected among the 4 elements.
Yes. And each of the 4 elements is guarding uh one of the original structures.
Right. So like the earth cult guards this one, and the air cult guards the spire, and we haven't found the fire cult or the water cult yet.
Right.
Okay. Um 1 second. He says I'll give you a few things that I have here that can help you on your way on your quest. But it's
Thank you.
probably good if you could stay here for a little while longer. No one will bother you here, and that will allow the ant's nest that you stirred up to calm down a little bit more before you try to go on your way.
Sure, we could do that.
Sure. Um, if you folks want to take a few minutes, I'll let you all raise 1 level.
Oh,
Okay.
how lovely.
For the paladin, so Little Pura. You still with me? I don't hear her. You're on mute, dear.
I'm here.
Cool. The Lich will give you an amulet.
Cool.
Let's see what else. So that will be yours. You'll have to attune to it, so you can't use it right away. But after your next long rest, you can add a amulet of health to your character.
Understood.
So you can add it, just don't attune to it.
Uh,
If he's letting us stay here, we could take a short rest.
Sure, go for it.
Yep. And then we could use the short rest to attune to any new items.
Yeah, that will make your Constitution 19.
Just like the song.
There you go.
It will do it automatically, or I have to add it?
as soon as you add the thing and you attune to it, it will make your Constitution 19 and it will shoot up your hit points. There's also a potion of greater healing, a potion of hill giant strength, a scroll of invisibility, and a scroll of Silnox snowball swarm, which you all can figure out what you want to do with.
Is that? Oh, I guess I could just look up those spells.
Copy.
Snillax
Paste.
Snowball Swarm. It is a 2nd level spell. Well, when you copy a spell into your spell book, does it erase the scroll?
You used to.
Uh,
Yeah, I have to look it up
Uh,
to make sure. I don't know if it does.
okay, let me see if I can find anything under.
I know it costs you money to do it. Like there's a cost
Yes.
that your character is supposed to pay,
Yes.
and a certain amount of time that it would take as well, depending
Yes.
on the level of the spell. I don't recall if the original spell disappears from the scroll. Knowing 5e, I bet you the answer is no. So I would double check.
Okay.
And I could try and find it later.
Learning spells. Your spell book. Copying a spell into the book.
Man,
Okay, so these are 2nd level spells. So they will each take 4 hours and 100 gold. Doesn't say anything about what happens to the source.
So that would lead me to believe that it would be fine.
Okay.
I mean, I'll double
If
check. I mean,
sure.
I can double check later, but I'm not going to hold it
Yeah.
up.
If it's okay with the party, I would love to have both of those scrolls so I can put them into my book.
It's good.
No argument.
So Vicky, if you go to inventory tab and click manage inventory,
Okay.
and then where it says filter, if you start typing amulet of health, does it pop up? And let's see, help if I spelled it right. Amulet of health. Do you see it?
Oh, hold on a second.
No worries. There's still 2 potions you all can do rock, paper, scissors for. Gesundheit.
I mean, I certainly have no interest in those potions, so whatever everyone else wants to do is fine with me.
Okay. I added
oh,
it.
never mind.
Okay. And after you added it, did you click on the button you gotta put a little square into the square to say that you're wearing it? And then just to make life difficult, once you click on that square, then if you scroll further down, it says attunement, and you have to pick that you're attuning that particular item. And then by that point, you would probably gain 12 more hit points, probably on top of whatever you gain by leveling up to 4.
Yeah, I mean, it'll calculate that all automatically.
Yeah, it will do all the math for you.
All right. I have 19 now for Constitution.
Cool. And get yourself to 4th level.
1 second. Yes. Do I have to pick things for that?
I don't know. Depends on what you are.
That's
different
the
things will do
ability
that.
score improvement.
Oh, yes. See.
Right, if you click on the little anvil on your character sheet, you
I
can.
did that. Yeah.
Well, it was for more than just you, but yes. I don't know if Dominic or someone else, Jim, whatever, remembered how to do that. Does anyone need any help getting the 4? If I
Nope, I'm just choosing.
refresh,
I'm just
Yeah.
choosing spells.
Dominic, you still here?
Yes. I need help with that.
Okay, cool. So if you go to your character sheet real quick. To the far right corner of your character sheet, there's like a little anvil.
Okay.
And then it will say middle right, it says level 3. If you change that to 4.
Okay.
All right, so that will make you level 4. It looks like you have an ability score improvement. It looks like you still have to choose a ranger archetype. I don't see you have picked that yet. So you got a couple things going on here. So for the ranger archetype, you have to choose between Beastmaster, Fey Wanderer, Gloomstalker, Horizon Walker, Hunter, Monster Slayer, or Swarmkeeper. I do not remember offhand what all those do, but
That was my next question.
There's
all right.
I could. So this is all like ranger stuff.
It's all ranger stuff. You'd have to go on the
There's a
ranger
link.
thing, but go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
there's a link in D&D Beyond. Let me see if I can I can post that in Discord. So
There's
that
all
link should show you. If you go to that link, it should show you all the stuff about what Paul just listed.
Yeah, like you would have to go to. All right, this is the archetype, right? So, like, I wonder if I can share my screen. Let's see if it lets me. That would be sexy. So, let's see, screen. If this works without crashing, I will be impressed. Well, I'm streaming to take a copy of this, right? But now I'm streaming, and I'm also trying to share to Discord. So I don't know if I'm going to be impressed in the next 10 seconds or not. And it's really thinking about it. I don't know if you guys are even hearing me. Do you hear me still?
yes.
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, I blinked out. I'm not sharing my screen, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah, evidently it's not going to let me do that.
All right.
It's not going to let me both do the stream and do the other one. But what you got to do if you click on that, Dominic, right? You see where it says Ranger at the top, and you see the cool guy with the bow,
Yeah.
right? So then underneath that, if you look on the left-hand side, it says Ranger class details, and then it says Ranger archetype. And underneath it, Ranger archetype, it has a bunch of crap. It says Beastmaster, Drake Warden, Fate. You got to pick one.
I see.
That's like a specialty. So in D&D, there's your class, and then you have a subclass which gives you a different flavor of your class. So if you want to look at those and see if one of them sounds particularly cool, you can do that.
Okay. There's also another option I haven't chosen in that screen. Ability score improvement.
That is
Yes.
correct. So you have a choice for that, right? So what that would, and probably everyone has that choice, right?
Yes.
So you can do one of two things. You can either raise one of your ability scores by 1. So you can make your strength,
Twice.
say, and you
2,
do that
yeah.
twice, right? So you could do like either raise your strength 2 numbers from like maybe a 16 to an 18, or you
I
could
expect as an
do
archer, he'll prefer to raise his dex.
right. An archer would normally raise his dex, right? Because that would make him a better bow shooter. But you could raise your dex by 1 and your intelligence by 1. So you don't have to do 2 of the same number. You could do 1 bonus on each number, right?
Okay.
And if I remember correctly, you go up when your number turns even, right? So going from
Yes.
a
Yep.
odd number to an even number will give you an increased bonus. Going from a even number to an odd number would not get you an increased bonus. You'd have to raise it again.
There's really
Alright.
no point in raising something to an odd bonus when you could just raise it one more
Right.
to an even number.
Are the feet
Or
allowed? Yeah.
if you don't want to do that, you could also choose what's called a feat, which is basically kind of a special ability that somehow helps out your character in one way or another, right? There's a whole gajillion feats out there, right? Like I usually take, I'm usually a spellcaster, so one that I tend to take at some point is the Warcaster ability, which gives you advantage on saving throws to keep your concentration when you're hit when concentrating on a spell, and it also allows you to cast some spells as reactions to opportunity attacks. So that's usually a popular one for spellcasters, and I'm sure there's a feat that improves for your bow and
I
other
think
stuff as well.
sharpshooter is the common archer feat.
Yep, yep. So you could
Found
choose
healer.
that. I'm sorry, love.
I found healer. Is that worthwhile?
What does it do?
When you use a healer's kit to stabilize a dying creature, that creature
Nope.
also gains
Nope.
1 hit point.
Nope. Definitely not worth a feat. So keep in mind that if you choose a feat, you are foregoing the option of getting +1 to attack and +1 to damage, which is pretty strong, which is what you get from your ability score improvement. So any feat you get should be at least as effective as +1 to hit and +1 to damage. And I know they're not always directly comparable, but something like healer, like the number of times you're going to use a healer's kit, especially as a paladin when you could be using lay on hands, the number of times you're going to use a healer's kit is like,
0.
maybe like once every few months.
Yeah, I mean you can just lay on hands and give him 1 hit point.
Yeah, or 2 hit points or 10 hit points or
Right.
whatever.
Alright. I'm gonna choose feet,
Okay.
and now I have
Which one
my
did you
list
choose?
here.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
You go through it a bit.
Paul, how long will the Lich let us stay here? I'm asking because I could use time to copy spells into my spell book.
If you want, if say a couple hours to do the spell copy, that's fine.
It would be 4 hours.
Sure. He'll let you do that.
Okay.
That's fine. He's
I
not going to let
could
this to be like an overnight stay, but sure.
I could do sharpshooter.
You
That would
could.
make my longbow more effective.
You'll just have to remember that you have it because I don't think it's automatically calculated into anything.
Isn't it? I don't know. I thought it
I don't
was.
think I don't think it gives numeric bonuses. I think it just does things like ignore, half cover, and stuff like that.
Okay, because sometimes I do give half cover if you're shooting around certain people. So,
Right.
Let me just take a look at it. I don't usually do the sharpshooter one, so I'm not as familiar with it. You gain. So long range is not a pro's disadvantage, so you can shoot at long range and go hit things. You ignore half cover and 3/4 cover. Oh, this is the one everybody uses. Is that you can choose to take a -5 penalty to attack, but if you hit, you do +10 damage.
Ooh.
That is a common one. Yep. But again, you just have to remember that you have that and can use it because it's
Right.
nothing's gonna automatically calculate into it.
Right. You're going to have to tell me that you're going to do it before you spin.
Okay,
So
and how often would I get to use this ability?
you can use it as many times as you have hours to shoot.
Okay.
There's no limit to it. It's just that every time you're going to take a -5 penalty to take the +10 to attack, or +10 damage.
I see. Also on the list, there's a wood elf magic.
Yeah, you just have to read them. I mean, I can go back and read them all, but you're not really a magic dude, so I don't know how much it's going to help you.
Yeah, okay.
You're really what they call a half caster. So is Vicky's character, which basically means you're, as a rule of thumb, getting spells at half the rate that Steven's character is. as a full spellcaster.
Hmm.
Stuff that improves your spell casting is not going to help you as much as it would help me.
Right.
Because usually you're just going to be shooting things.
Question. Oh,
Answer.
sorry.
What about elven accuracy?
What does it do?
Yeah.
What does it do?
Just Google it. Go into D&D Beyond and search for it. It will tell you what it does. I'll look at that one up real quick. Elven. I mean, there's so many of these.
Okay, if I select it,
So
it gives a
there's-
description below
Yeah,
that.
there's only a few that are good for archers.
You have uncanny aim that attacks that rely on precision rather than brute force. You gain the following benefits: increase your dexterity, intelligence, wisdom, or charisma score by 1 to
So
a
you get
max of 20.
you get to choose one to increase.
If your dex score is odd, that helps you. If your dex score is even, basically it does nothing for you.
Right. And whenever you make an attack roll using dexterity, intelligence, wisdom, or charisma, you can re-roll the die once.
Whenever you make an attack roll,
Attack roll using
It doesn't-
dex, intelligence, wisdom, charisma, you can re-roll one of the die once. When you have advantage. I'm sorry, when you have advantage. I'm only reading.
oh, when you have advantage, only when you have advantage. So
Only when you have
sharpshooter is going to be
advantage.
better. Sharpshooter will be better for you
Huh.
because you're not going to have advantage very much.
So many choices here. I'm not sure which one to go with.
I would either say go with sharpshooter or raise your ability scores a bit. Because on your character,
Yeah.
you could. Let me see your character sheet.
Raising your ability scores is never bad because you, like I said, you always get +1 to attack and +1 to damage from it.
So you could
So
raise.
it's
I'm
never
sorry.
useless. So that's all I was going to say.
I would say you could raise your dexterity to 18, which would give
Okay.
you a +1 to hit on your bow and +1 damage. And then with the other number, you could try to raise, either your wisdom or your strength, which is kind of meh, right? That you don't use wisdom and strength too
Sorry,
often.
is his dex odd?
Yeah, his dex is odd. It's 17 dex.
Oh, okay. In that case, that makes elven accuracy better because it kind of gives him the benefit of the ASI and gives him some other stuff. Because
Right.
it pushes his dex to 18.
Unless he just wants to take sharpshooter and do the
Right,
+10
which
damage.
is fine. Just fine also.
Right.
Now-
He's got +5 to hit, right? So basically, if he would take sharpshooter, he would then just roll normally with no bonuses. But if he hits, he's going to do, 1d8 plus 13 damage.
Right.
All right, I'm going to go with ability score improvement, and I'm going to choose dexterity. And
I mean, you could raise dexterity twice because you're going to want to get it to 20 eventually.
Yeah, you could do it twice. You could do it.
If nothing else is odd, that's it doesn't really matter.
yeah,
He could do wisdom, or he could do strength.
Is his wisdom odd also?
Yeah, his wisdom is 15.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And
you could
his
also
strength is
you could
13.
you could push another stat up from odd to even. That also
right.
reasonable.
I'm going to go with wisdom.
And that's not bad because he works off of druid spells, right? So druid-ish spells, generally speaking, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So after I make the changes, do I hit the previous button?
Never hit the previous button. Just hit
Never.
save or go. Because you're going to lose your changes.
All right,
Just on the screen that you're at, you would just simply click the newspaper, and that takes you back to your character sheet.
Okay. All right, and I'll choose the other ranger class later once I read everything.
You can also choose a spell in your spare time. I think Vicky could choose a spell as well if she wants to. She can kind of look stuff over.
Choose a
All right.
spell?
I
Where?
believe you get one. because you raised the
Oh.
level.
As far as like what she prepares.
Yeah, I guess she has to prepare for the next day, but she can figure it out over time. Because she now, if I look at her character sheet, she can pick 2 more prepared spells, and I think I saw that Dominic had 1 that he had to pick. So I don't know if there was 1 there that she never picked or what the deal is, but at the very least, she can prepare 2 more spells. She usually just smites with them anyway, but theoretically, she could pick 2 more spells.
It's nice to have them just in case you want to use them.
Yep. And Dominic can pick 1, and if you want to pick 1 as well, go for it. Because probably the wizard gets 1.
Wizard learns 2 spells. I already picked.
Oh,
them.
that's right. The wizard.
Yeah, I picked C invisibility and Maximilian's. Maximilian's Earthen Grasp.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting one. Cool. All right. Is everybody okay? Everyone else?
I'm good.
If nobody objects, I'm going to take the potion of Hill Giant Strength.
You're right ahead, sir.
Okay, I'm
what
going
was
to
the
try and put that in my inventory here.
What was the other potion?
I put in this
A
one.
healing potion.
Yeah, a greater
Oh,
healing.
Greater healing. Yeah, somebody should take that.
Can I have
One of the
that?
people-
I think I might need it.
That's fair.
Fine with me.
Whatever you guys want to do.
Okay.
You and Everlight can do rock, paper, scissors or something. All right. Everyone else is okay?
Oh, so I tried to upgrade my constitution, but when I did that, it just stayed at 19. Is that my max?
So the 19 from the magic item overrides your actual constitution. Like if you take off the item, your constitution is going to revert back to whatever it was before. So if you're trying to add +1 to your constitution, it's going to add to your original constitution, and then the 19 is going to override that again.
Yeah, like try this. You see that you have 44 hit points, right? Vic? Hello.
Do you not hear me?
I did
Nope.
it before. Now I'm hearing you.
Oh, okay.
All right, so you have 44 hit points, right?
Yes.
Uncheck the Amulet of Health for a second.
Okay, sure. 1 second.
And then you won't have 44 hit points. You'll go down by, I think, 12. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what it's doing for you. It's giving you extra constitution, and then you're getting extra hit points because of it. So check it back again.
If you take the amulet off and your constitution becomes 14, I guess.
13.
You can raise 13. So you could bump that up by 1 with your ability score improvement, but then you're going to put the amulet on and it's going to become 19 again. So that any additions to your constitution go on that 13 that you started with, not on the 19 that the amulet gives you. The amulet just says your constitution is 19.
Right.
Just it's a flat 19.
So I'll just pick charisma then. I hope that I don't lose that amulet.
You could also pick strength.
But
if
I'm
you're
an
attacking
even
with strength.
number. I'm an even number on strength.
Yeah,
I
she's
think.
even on both. So it depends if
Yeah.
you want to up your strength.
So I already did
I-
the strength. I was at 17 and I did the strength for 1 and then I was
Oh. Then whatever you add the other one to isn't going to give you any direct improvement.
That's all right. I did
for
charisma. I had 15 and now I have 16. I'm good.
Okay, awesome. Oh, then you did. Awesome. We'll shut up.
I just didn't understand why I was at 19 and I couldn't get to 20.
Yeah.
Do you understand that now?
Yeah, I do.
Good. Great.
Thanks.
Cool.
So after 4 hours, we've attuned to items and scribed spells.
Yeah, I mean, as you're attuning to items, you know, they figure out that the dwarf is dead, right? And that gives a bit more hustle and bustle, and you hear other things kind of see some of the big guys that you were fighting before
Right.
kind of come out, and people were searching, and it I'm not going to say it's totally calm, but I'm going to say that you can, whenever you feel like working your way out, you can probably do that, because they're not really looking for you in the compound
Right.
itself. They figured that you're out in the countryside somewhere.
Could we tell whether any of the prisoners whose gates we unlocked were able to escape?
Let me just see. I'll say you notice that maybe two of them are brought back, but two of them are still out there, including the
No, I don't mean the original four that escaped.
Oh.
'Cause when we after we were imprisoned and Lightfinger picked the lock and we killed the dwarf, we took the key from the dead dwarf and unlocked the gates to the prisoner cells so that they could leave if they wanted to.
Oh, okay. I forgot about that. Okay, sure. So that just makes it more chaotic, right? So some are again rounded up, and um sure, some of them do get put back in. Some of them, I mean, you don't see the whole thing, so you don't know. But sure,
Okay.
it makes more chaos and keeps them all on their toes.
Okay. So I guess we're ready to leave after 4 hours.
Okay.
Not entirely sure where we want to go.
Well, you have 4 hours to discuss that now. So guys can
Oh.
chat about it. Not literally. Well, gameplay
Can you
wise.
put the map, the map of the area back on the screen?
Sure. I believe it's that one. You guys are all there. Yep.
Yes. Oh, the one we had before had some notes on it that I think you'd put about like places we had discovered.
Well, I see them. You guys don't see them?
Yeah, I see him.
Oh,
The
sorry.
ambush.
Yes, I have to scroll down. Have we been to this blue ambush site?
We have
You were
not.
just told where it was.
Maybe we should go check that out.
Yeah, I think so.
We've been to Riverguard Keep, and they were not really any help except directing us to the monastery. We've been to the graves. We've been to the spire. We'll probably need to go back there at some point because that's the air cult. We could also like just follow the river north in case we happen to find where the water cult is, but that's, I don't know, kind of random. We could also go into Belliard to see if they know anything there.
I'm going to get some water. I'll give you guys a couple of minutes to discuss it.
Anyone have any favorites?
Yeah, I would say probably
It
a good
seems
idea
key
to
where
Belliard.
the first ambush happened.
The ambush site?
Yeah.
What were you saying, Jim?
Maybe we should go to Belliard first to see how many of the prisoners made it, and we'll also get some information.
The ambush site is on the way to Belliard, so we could check that out because we're at the Yellow X right now.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I see it. Yeah. So
Is the
ambush
river
site.
crossable? Good question. It looks pretty narrow on the map, but we can ask Paul when he gets back.
The map again.
Sorry, what?
Scroll up, Vic. So I'm looking over Vicky's shoulder.
Oh, okay.
No, scroll up. I'll double check that. I remember the main cross point for the river when I go back downstairs is that bridge right by Yartar, I believe. That was the main way across the river, but I'll double check.
Bridge by Yartar?
All the way.
Oh, all the way up there. There are other bridges.
Yeah, scroll down.
The stone bridge is probably the closest bridge. But we could just try to walk across where we are and see if that's
One of
possible.
those is a big bridge. I'll double check when I go downstairs. I shouldn't try and do it by memory.
All four of these places are supposed to be connected, so they shouldn't be too far apart from each other.
True. Unless they're magically connected, but true.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise we're talking about miles of tunnels under the earth.
Or like some sort of portal. But yeah.
I think we should operate under the assumption that everybody in every town is working for the evil cultists.
That is an interesting suggestion. I'm not sure that it is necessarily the most fruitful approach.
Well, the thing is, I'm sure that they have spies and sympathizers in every town.
True. True.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's very quiet. Are we waiting for something?
We're waiting for Paul to come back.
Oh, I can't hear him.
I'm on mute. That's why you can't hear me. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. So our plan is to first we're going to see if we can cross the river where we are,
Um,
or somewhere nearby.
yeah, sure. I mean, the only way to really cross the river is really by the bridges. So there's the stone bridge to the north, and the other one there down there to the south. Otherwise, you need a boat. It's a pretty
Okay,
quick
then
moving river.
I think we're going to try to walk north to the stone bridge because we want to check out Belliard and the ambush site.
Okay. Let me switch maps.
Although I do get a cantrip at level 4, so I could choose shape water.
Depends on how much water you can shape. Well,
It's one 5-foot cube.
yeah.
But I could freeze it. But no, that's fine. We'll just go north.
Your favorites, isn't it, Steve?
What is?
Freezing 1 5-foot.
That was Seth who was doing that, but he was definitely very effective at it.
Ah.
Yeah, Seth liked to do that. He was kind of playing around with it for sure.
I thought it sounded very familiar.
Yep. All right, give me a second. Switch to Hiss. I'm going to go to here. All right, so let's go to here.
Oh, I do learn an extra spell.
How about that?
Huh. I'll worry about that later.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. Okay. All right. So we're going to say you make your way up. Can I just have everyone kind of make a kind of like I want to no, you know what? I want to say like a nature check. Group nature check.
No, not nature.
Because there's lots of people, there's people around, they're tracking, they're whatever. I'm just want to see how well you kind of move through all this. All right, you guys just leave a trail of everything. But I didn't spin anything, so you're lucky. But I wanted to have you try.
What about Everlight? He's a ranger.
Yeah, Ranger
You can do it, but a group check requires 3 successes. So even if he gets a very high number, we have 3 people rolling below 10. So
Gotcha.
probably did not succeed.
Oh well.
All right. That's okay. I spun poorly. I just want to set the precedent. So,
Sure.
You travel about an hour north. Somehow, despite you tromping around, no one seems to bother you. One second. Sorry, didn't expect you to go this way, so I just want to find a description. You come up to
sorry. Before we
ahead.
go any further, I'm going to cast Gift of Alacrity on who wants Gift of Alacrity. Anyone?
I'll take it if no one else wants it.
Okay. I'll cast it on Lightfinger.
Oh my god, I have a plus 11 to my initiative as it is.
Okay, sorry, Paul. Please continue.
No, no problem. Who got the alacrity? So I remember. I'm sorry, I was reading.
Lightfinger.
Ooh, Lightfinger, someone different. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
I'll probably give it to somebody else tomorrow because plus 11 is pretty high.
A little ridiculous, yes. Even I admit it.
I'm waiting with my wizard who has a similar build that you do to try and spin a 30 on initiative roll. I want to put alacrity on myself, and between that and my other bonuses, I don't know. I think I get +8 to begin with. So if I put alacrity on me, I get like a +16. Potentially, right? Depending what I
Yeah,
spin on
yep.
the D8.
Yep.
All right. I'd say you get about a mile, an hour going north, and you come onto a trail, kind of like a dirt trail that leads either northwest, towards that other trail that's already marked on the map, right? The Larch Pass. Or south. Let me see if it's actually one unmarked river crossing. I just want to double check. Let me see. Let me see. Well, it depends. You can follow it south and find out, we'll say.
It also goes north to the. Sure, let's follow it south.
Okay.
It seems interesting.
I'll say you follow it south and you see that the trail continues on the other side, and there's a few boats that are tied up to your side of the river that you can take across.
There we go.
Sure, let's do that.
Okay.
I don't have any compunction about borrowing somebody's boat.
Fair enough. All right. I'll say that you cross the river. No problems. And the trail continues, we'll say, east and then heads up to the north.
Let's keep following this trail.
All
Yep.
right.
Maybe it goes to the ambush site.
Right.
And sure, fair enough. Oh, let's see. I want to go back. And I want to go here. Ah, that's right. Just to try and be confusing.
Be right back. You can go in because you can keep going because I can hear you.
No, I know. I'm just bouncing around the map, right? So it just takes me a second to bounce the right descriptions. I apologize. And they're never where I want to put them. Because why would that make sense? Seriously? Let's see. Oh, that's a different one. God dang it. It will take you to the ambush site. I'm just trying to get to the description because it's spread between a couple of chapters depending on which part of the darn event you're at. I'm just trying to stumble upon it. I apologize.
No worries.
It's not in that one. I want to do one more search on this one. Fine. It's in it really? I don't even give a shit anymore. I'm just gonna go with it because damn if I can find it. Sure. You oh, you know what? That's where it is. Bastards. All right. All right. All right. God forbid they put the ambush site under the description ambush site. Bastards.
God forbid.
All right. All right. Sure. So, as you're following this trail up, right? You are maybe about 15 miles, give or take, from where Bellard is at, and you can spot a small cloud of ravens and vultures circling, in the air ahead.
Often what you find at an ambush site.
There you go. As you head in that direction, which you're going that way anyway, you find the remains of a battle. You see about a dozen dead soldiers lie on the ground. They're dressed in black and bear an emblem of a red axe. Most appear to have died from battle injuries, although some lie in small craters or jumbles of broken rock. There's an abandoned, looted wagons nearby. A couple of broken tree trunks sit on the ground by the wagons. And there's maybe two, um, two, I would say, like a crude gravesite, one large and one small by a hillside nearby.
Have we seen the red axe symbol before?
Yeah, it's the emblem of, I guess it's Mirabar, one of the towns I believe it's on the map. Double check.
And what is it? What is it on here?
Oh, actually, it's not. It's just one of the towns nearby. I don't see it on the map. Okay. Um, it's on the guards, right? That's the main town they came from. It has like a red axe on it.
Okay, okay. Can we look around and see if there are any other clues? Can we investigate?
Absolutely. We love investigating. Hey, an investigation check. All good. As you investigate, right? I mean, a lot of stuff has been picked clean. So unless
Yeah.
you're going to examine and do some more grave digging, but you would ascertain that, um, a large group of about a mixture of about 30-ish bugbears and or other humanoids went in the direction that you came from the battle.
After the battle,
Yep. And
they fought. They fought. They killed some people, and they went.
Back
Back
along
back
the
where we
direction
came
you
from.
came and towards the river where you crossed.
Right. So, were there boats on both sides of the river, or just on the side we were coming from?
The boats at the moment that you were at was only on your side of on the side that you came from. There are
Okay, so
now. I mean, I don't know. We'll say there was 3 boats, right? I presume you probably piled in, say, 2 of them, give or take.
okay, so it's possible that these humanoids used the boats to cross to the west side of the river. Do we want to dig up the bodies?
I think
Anyone
so.
have okay. Well, spend some time digging, or supervising, as the case might be.
All right. Well, it's not too hard to dig them up, right? So they're not really buried all that deep to begin with. I'm just marking off time. Okay. Um, the bigger grave site has in it 5 bugbears that are in various stages of decomposing.
Makes sense.
Um, the uh, the the bugbears are all dressed in black leather armor, and it has a triangle symbol that you saw back at the Earth Cult hangout.
So it's the same symbol that the priest was wearing that we fought.
Yep.
Okay. Sure. So they went back to the Earth Cult headquarters, presumably. Makes sense.
And the smaller gravesite has a human woman in monk's robes.
Do we recognize her from the delegation description?
She's also from similar monk robes from where you came from as well.
Oh, so she's Earth Cult.
Yep.
Right.
So the only people who got killed were the Earth Cult people?
Well, there's
That seems
plenty of
weird.
bodies that they didn't bother to bury.
Oh, got it. Right. Unburied bodies. So they
Yes.
fought the soldiers from Mirabar.
The soldiers are
Uh,
lying around unburied out in the sun. There's about a dozen dead soldiers, give or take.
Obviously, the soldiers lost because the Earth cultists stuck around to bury their dead.
Right.
What were we told about this Ember site originally? Like, how did we find out?
From the slaves.
What he
Okay.
said.
Right. There's nothing I can think of to do here except leave.
And head towards Bellyard.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Fair enough. Wow. Dropping dice. Okay. All right, let me get to that town. So, yeah, it might take like another hour and a half, give or take. I mean, at this time, between staying over, at the Lich hideaway and crossing over and all this stuff, it's getting to be at least mid-afternoon, heading towards we'll say mid-afternoon, give or take. So maybe 2-3 o'clock.
To the town.
So the
before-
town, the town of Belliard, right, is as you get closer, right, you see that there's orchards and cattle ranches surround, the small town. large stockyards you can see on the east side of town, and you can see stone warehouses along the road that you're on that indicate that regular caravan traffic tends to pass through here.
Okay.
Um, outside that, I mean, you're in town. Do you want to try and find a spot
Oh,
to stay,
right.
or
So we actually made it to town.
yeah, you made it. I was just kind of describing as you were going along. Yep, you're there.
Sure. I mean, if anybody wants to buy something in town, you can.
We have 600 gold.
We split it up, right? Everyone got 125.
Oh, did we split it up?
Well,
No.
sure. You can convert the ring into gold. That just makes it easy. Go for it.
What ring?
Wasn't there like was it
The
600
gold
gold?
ring.
I think there was a ring that was worth the 600 gold. But yeah, it's
I assumed.
right. You convert it.
Now I'm not sure if I had added that money.
I'll
Let me see. Was it posted in the Discord chat?
You just wrote plus 600 gold.
right.
Oh,
but I
okay.
think it was
Right. Okay,
originally a ring.
so
So
I
that's why you're
definitely-
getting confused between the
It's
two.
possible. So I definitely added my 125. Everyone, if you have not already added your 125 gold, you should add it to your
Shouldn't that
character.
be one? Yeah, 125. That
or
doesn't
120
sound right.
actually. 120 actually, because it's 600 divided by 5. But anyway, yes, you should add that, and then if there's anything you want to spend it on, you can.
Okay. Are healing potions like a common commodity, or is that something you have to really go out of your way to get?
It's a question for Paul.
Yeah, that's a question for me. I mean, this is certainly a smaller town, but it is on kind of on a main drag, so to speak, right? It's almost like you're on Route 66 from years ago, where it's like it's the middle of nowhere, but there's lots of little oases and pockets of places where people have to stop and rest and so forth, right? So I'll say that you're not going to find anything super value and magical here, but that being said, I'll say there's a um, small shop with basic adventure supplies, and they will have, we'll say, 4 potions of healing, like regular
I would
healing. Let me check out what
I
the
would definitely-
cost of that is.
I would definitely recommend if anybody started with like basic light armor or medium armor or heavy armor, that you upgrade your armor. Like if you have leather armor, you should get studded leather instead. If you have hide armor, you should get like chain shirt or scale mail or a breastplate if you can afford it. If you started with ring mail or chain mail, you should like getting up to split mail is pretty good. It's only 200 gold for split mail.
Right.
Well, none of us have 200 gold. At least we should.
Just got plus 125. I don't know what we had before that, but before I started scribing spells into my book, I had almost 200 gold.
I have 230.
I'm showing that I have 183 gold.
And what kind of armor do you have?
I don't know. Where do I find that?
Under inventory.
Okay, 1 second.
So each potion of healing will be 50 gold.
Ooh.
And it would heal you 2d4 plus 2.
Huh.
It is a pretty small amount of healing for 50 gold.
It is.
On average, it's like 7 hit points. But I'm not going to tell anybody how to spend their money.
I don't have chainmail.
You do have chainmail?
Yes.
Okay, so your next upgrade would cost you 200 gold.
How
I-
much
I-
do you have currently?
183.
183. We'll say how much does the splint
Oh,
cost?
you
I gotta go
actually wait.
check.
Hang on. You can sell your chainmail for another 37 gold.
Right, that's what I was going with.
So you can if you sell your chainmail, then you have enough to buy splint mail.
Sure.
Do they have? Is that full price, or do they have prices for selling?
Full price.
Okay.
So you sell at half price. So chainmail
Right.
costs 75 to buy. You can sell it for 37.5.
Gotcha.
Where do I sell it?
Just
Just remove it from your inventory and just add 37.5 gold.
Ooh, can I do 0.5?
you
Wow.
could do 5 silver.
Yeah, it's 5 silver. And then you just subtract 200 gold and add split mail. And if anyone else, I think you're the only one in heavy armor, but there are definitely people in the group who have light armor or medium armor that can upgrade what they have.
Is that gonna mess with my rogue abilities though? If I go
No, nope.
no, okay.
Depends how high
I mean
you go, but yes.
light. I assume if you have leather armor, then upgrading to studded leather gives you no penalties.
Right.
And I
Okay.
don't think you have proficiency with medium armor.
No, just light.
If you did, you could get a chain shirt or a breastplate, also no penalties. But you need to take a feat to be able to use that.
And I'd just like to upgrade the studded leather then.
Yeah, so
Which
you can
needs
sell
not
your leather for 5 and buy your studded leather for 45.
Okay.
I do have over 200 gold.
What kind of armor do you wear?
Hold on. First, I'm going to add the 125 gold or 120 gold.
Yeah, 120 gold.
Wait, how do I know if I added it before or not?
I don't know.
I don't know. You got to do it as you go, or you got to take notes in Discord or whatever, right?
Sure.
Because I have no way of
did
going
you
back.
did you see my post about the magic ring and the 600 gold from last week? Does that
No.
look familiar to you?
Nope.
Then you probably did not add it.
Okay, so all right, then I have tons of. I didn't have to sell my other, but I don't need it anyway.
Yeah, you're not going to use it for anything.
Yeah, I'm looking for the page on armor.
I can.
There it is.
Yeah. When in doubt, just kind of search. Oh wow, searching doesn't do so well. Yeah.
All
That's
right,
one
so
thing
I
I like
can
about
sell my chainmail and buy splint mail, huh? I guess I'll do that.
this is the armor section in case anyone else needs it. I'll stick it in the chat. It's in the player's handbook.
Should I be able to find split mail?
Yes, it's a pretty basic item.
Sure. What do you?
I'm gonna post an image of that chart.
Yeah,
Might
go
be
for it.
a little more straightforward for people.
Now, oh, that's a different chart than what I have, but that works.
I might have an outdated version of the PHP.
Nah, probably not. I mean, I don't know. Take a look. It looks similar.
I'm sure the information's the same.
Yep. So that's the thing, right? For Lightfinger, who was asking, right? If you go from light armor to medium armor, then you can only get a +2 bonus from your Dex modifier.
Oh, good point.
Yep.
Yes.
Not doing that.
But I mean,
Right.
he doesn't even have proficiency in medium armor, so it's kind of a moot point.
Right.
Fine.
Right. He could use and that's something else you could use a feat for in the future. You can use a feat, I believe,
Yeah.
to get
Yes.
proficiency
To
in
bump up.
something else.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Are we all done buying stuff? So I think we want
Not
to
yet.
ask around. Oh, okay. Well, once Paul's done buying his split mail, we will be asking around for information about the delegation.
There
I
we
guess.
go.
Cool. Dominic, you good?
Yeah.
All right.
There we go. All right.
All
My
right.
splint mail is equipped. Yay.
Okay. Da, 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 da. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba. That's a different thing. This is put this back. Go here and say, let's go to probably this one here. Yep. All right. All right. So you spend the rest of the day kind of doing a little shopping and asking around or whatever you're planning to do out here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You find that you find that everyone is really talking about the travelers, the missing delegation, right? And
Right.
there are like a good dozen theories just kind of making their rounds, most of which don't make a heck of a lot of sense, but just, it's kind of like the trade talks for the 76ers right now, right? Everyone has an idea how to trade Ben Simmons, but none of them are really good ideas for most part. There's only a few of them. As you kind of sort through all the things that are being talked about in the inn and just general gossip, right? You do hear that a couple of things, right? You hear the proprietor of the Watchful Night Inn, which is, the local inn, spoke to the delegation leaders and learned they had planned to go south before they disappeared. They had intended to visit Summit Hall to return the body of a knight that was slain, in the north during other battles. They also noticed that there was one of the servers at the Watchful Night noticed a strange monk who stayed close and observing the delegation while they were at the Watchful Night. And the monk had left a few hours before the delegation had set out and hasn't been seen since.
Okay.
He also a cattle driver met the delegation about 5 or 7 miles outside of town a few hours after they had left.
cattle driver met the delegation. Okay.
Yes. And later that day, he saw a group of 5 warriors in sky blue armor and white cloaks riding on giant vultures.
That's from the Spire.
And
Right.
the aerial riders flew overhead and turned south in the same direction as the delegation.
This is presumably then before the delegation made it to the. Oh, the delegation wasn't attacked at the ambush site, right? It was just a bunch of soldiers. Is that what the prisoners told us? Or did they say it was the delegation that was attacked there?
No, it was the delegation that was attacked there. The soldiers
Okay.
were part of the guard.
Okay, got it. So the delegation talks in Belliard about going to Summit Hall.
Right.
They go south. The monk has been like eavesdropping on something and maybe follows them or knows where they're going. The riders from the Spire also follow them. They are attacked and ambushed by a bunch of hobgoblins and such. Maybe also flying vultures, which wouldn't leave any tracks. People on flying vultures. And then they're all either killed, almost all killed, or taken prisoner.
Right.
I think that seems to sum up what we have concluded here. Do we want to go to Summit Hall to check that out? Like, I don't know that they never made it to Summit Hall, so I don't know what Summit Hall could tell us. Or we could also go back to the Spire, but like, I'm pretty sure the Spire's forces are powerful enough to easily defeat us. And B, I don't know how much more we could find out at the Spire. I mean, given that we can't, we can't clean it out.
Okay. Given that these
I don't
these
want to go
areas
back to
seem
the
to be
Spire.
Where would you guess the other two spots are? The other two areas. I mean, if they're
They
all
could be-
connected by tunnels.
They could be hidden in the hills. Like, we could just go to the hills between the monastery and the Spire and search. On the other hand,
Right.
we had our butts kicked at the Earth Cult, and we're pretty sure that the Air Cult could also kick our butts. So it seems quite plausible that the Fire Cult and Earth and Water Cult can also kick our butts, which makes me wonder if it's a good idea to be just randomly trying to run into them.
Okay.
Well, actually, for all we know, the Riverguard Keep could be the Water Cult. That's also possible. But again, I feel like we're a little too inexperienced to just wander around looking for the cultists at this point. I don't have any great suggestions, though.
I guess really the only option we'd have, based on what we know, is to actually go to Summit Hall. Right?
We certainly could. I will point out it's going to be hard to go from Summit Hall anywhere except for Belliard and Womford because there aren't any river crossings nearby.
Right.
Which is not necessarily bad. I mean, there might be more information at Womford. I know Womford came up in some context already. Let me see if it was in the chat. Yes. There's some. The commander of Riverguard Keep said there's some raids and smuggling near Belliard, and some raids and smuggling near Womford. We also know that some old dwarvish books showed up in the cargo of a shady keelboat skipper in Womford. So we could go.
Let's go to Womford.
It's Summit Hall is between us and Womford, so we could go to Summit Hall, see if we get any information there, and if we don't get any new information, just head on to Womford.
I like that. That's it.
Okay. So we'll stay the night in Belliard and then head out for Summit Hall the next day. And keep an eye out for suspicious-looking monks.
Okay, fair enough. Let's see. make some notes. All right, so yeah, you can kick your long rest. That's fine. Is this a good breaking point? You want to go a little bit further? What do you want to do?
I'm happy to go further.
Okay,
What time is it?
it's almost 10:30.
We can go a little further.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I'm gonna cast Gift of Alacrity on Dorigal this time.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay.
It lasts 1 minute.
No, it takes 1 minute to cast. It lasts 8 hours.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
All right. So let's do this. Here we go. Come on. There we go. All right, so let me do this. So you guys are going to go down towards the trail to Summit Hall. Give me 1 second. So is there any rhyme or reason for party order? Haven't been asking lately.
Well, Salt Wizard does not want to be in front.
Figured.
First.
Okay.
I presume that the Archer also does not want to be in front.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, cool. So we'll just go something like Little Pora. I guess the bottom line is, I guess we'll put Everlight in the back, and then the Thief and the Wizard kind of in the middle. The two fighter types up front-ish. Something like that.
Sounds something like
Sounds
that.
good. Yeah.
This is all just hypothetical, of course.
It's all roughly hypothetical, sure. Okay. So, as you were going down the road, let's take a look here. I want to see what your... Let's do this. Boop. Okay, as you're going down the road, out of the ground, two, we'll say, large bug-like creatures kind of burst out of the ground near you guys.
Do they look
and
like Umber Hulks?
they're attacked. They do not look like Umber Hulks. We've had
They're
enough.
Tarrasque.
We've had well, that would be worse. We have had enough Umber Hulks for one day, for one campaign.
I agree.
Let's do this. I'll put you on a different thing here in a second. Copy. Something like that. Whoa. And I'm going to say they were pretty stealthy about this, so they're going to get surprised, but let's spin initiative.
we on the map?
You should be on the map.
Remember your plus 1d8, Paul.
Yep. As soon as I find
You're
myself on the
down
map.
here. I'm even pinging it.
Oh, there we go.
It's
I
a big
see.
map. How to make something for combat. Highlight your character, spin initiative. That was a good one. Dominic, can you spin initiative? You still awake?
Let me find.
Highlight your character and give it a go. I heard it. I'll add it. Oh, there's Paul's.
All right, you have to add 2 to my initiative. Woohoo.
Ah, you tried.
Okay, where are? I think I need to zoom out to find everything here.
Should be on your character sheet towards the middle-ish, I think, without looking.
Yeah, spin initiative.
Please.
Nine.
A 9 it is. All right, I'm going to say the creatures are going to actually go after the frontline characters just by random chance of where they popped up.
What? Hey,
Oh, you know what?
I,
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to
question.
put that there. I just read something. Yeah, what's up?
So I just got this feat called Alert, right?
Oh, okay.
It says you gain +5 bonus to initiative. It says also you can't be surprised while you are conscious, and other creatures don't gain advantage on attack rolls against you as a result of being unseen by you. Would that nullify the surprise?
For you.
For you, it would. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
All good. Great. So good to know. So in that case, I'm going to say one creature lines up near Little Poor, the other one for right now near Daedalus. I kind of changed my thing there for a second.
Sure.
But Lightfinger, you're first.
Okay.
These guys
Are these
burst out of
5
the
foot or 10
ground,
foot?
and they're all yours.
Okay. Are they 5 foot or 10 foot squares?
These squares are actually, I believe, 5-foot squares because it's my damn map.
Okay. All right.
So these
I'll,
insects are
close-
large.
The insects are large, but they are 5-foot squares.
Right. Okay. I'm going to attack with my rapier.
And we'll say it's next to Little Poor, so you can have all the lovely bonuses that you get.
Okay.
Uh, 16 hits.
Okay.
So that's 23 damage.
Okay. And then I'm going to just use my rest of my turn to move back.
Sure. What?
Okay.
He is a hurting bug. He is definitely bloodied.
Wow.
Skip for a surprise. So I need Little Pura and Dorgal to make a dex save as these creatures
breathing?
decide to spit acid at you both.
Ouch.
Saucy.
Ooh.
That does not work. Dorgal? That's almost as bad.
Wow, you both rolled ones.
Scary.
You each take 10 damage.
Acid damage, I presume.
Acid damage, yes. The other bug will basically line up the wizard and the thief and pretty much do the same. Say somewhere around there, whatever it was. Yep. He can kind of maneuver around there. So saving throws for the two of you as well.
Yep.
I'm sorry, was that a dex saving throw?
That was a dex
Yes.
saving throw.
Okay, cool.
Oops, I clicked the wrong thing.
Lilipor, you
Oh,
don't
no, it
need
was
to
right.
make a second save.
No, not Little Poorer. So Daedalus and Lightfinger, you both made it. And you each actually take 3 points of damage as you avoid most of the spray.
Okay.
So that takes care of the surprise
did-
round. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Did
Wait,
it
doesn't
smell?
Lilipor breathe acid?
Yes, I do.
So
You-
shouldn't she be resistant to acid?
Are you?
Nah,
Nah.
I don't know.
I don't know what that is either. I gotta read your
It'll
character.
it'll be on your character sheet under features and traits.
I don't.
Or defenses?
Maybe.
I don't have a section for defenses.
Next to conditions.
You gain
I don't have a section
damage
for
resistance
conditions either.
to your chosen dragon type, acid.
So you only take 5 damage instead of 10 damage then.
Yep. You get 5 back.
Since-
Thank you.
It's like hot sauce for me.
Mm.
You know, I'm mostly
Is it-
resistant to it, but it's still hot. Lightfinger, top of the order.
All right, we'll close in for the rapier.
All right.
Oops. Give me 1 second. Okay, there we go.
Well, that's most definitely a hit.
Okay.
Another 16. That's enough to kill it.
Nice.
Nice.
Boop.
Okay, I'm done.
All right. The thief takes care of the first one. Wizard's up.
I'm gonna cast Mind Sliver and ask this insect to make a intelligence save.
An intelligence save.
Yes.
Some kind of smart bug.
DC 14.
It actually made it.
Okay.
It spun a natural 20 and it made it.
Yeah, that's what happens.
It had an
I mean,
intelligence. It
I
has an
could-
intelligence of 1. So it had
That's
minus
embarrassing.
5.
So it barely made it.
It barely made it. It struggles, but it's like this is one of the smarter bugs.
Yeah. I'm done.
Fair enough. Let's see. Nope. All right. Well, he's going to try and take a bite out of you, out of the wizard.
Yep. As expected.
Spun 19. That hits.
19 total?
19 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
You take 11 slashing damage
Ow.
and 1 acid damage.
Okay.
and you are grappled in its mouth.
No, for the time being.
Well, yeah.
I'm holding him down for you, Lightfinger.
Little Poorer, you're up.
There's one guy left. He's not near me.
You can rectify that. He's only about 15 feet away. Or 10 feet or something like that. 10 to 15 feet. Smack him. Or whatever you plan to do. That will not do it. Dorgal, I think you're up.
But I'll move forward 5 feet, maybe,
Sure.
and I will hit him with the old booming blade sword attack actions.
All right. Ooh. Okay, that hits.
All right, so I do all of 6 points of damage, but if he moves, he takes another 5.
All right. Everlight, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to use my longbow.
Yes, go for it. Oh, that hurts.
And damage.
So you can actually spend an extra D8 if you want, because you criticaled.
Okay. I got a 7.
Do you want to? Did you spend an extra D8?
Yeah.
I don't see it. That was the original piercing one.
Yeah, I did that, but then I just clicked the D8 and...
Oh, it didn't come across. That's fine. Okay, so 7 and 7 is 14. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I
It's all good.
clicked on the D8 and then to everyone roll. I saw the die roll.
It's all good. I took care of it. I gave him the
All
damage.
right.
We'll
I
say
just don't know.
We'll say he's bloodied.
Just don't know why it's not coming up for you.
I don't know. It's screwy. I gotta redo your guide too if I remember to do it later. I always forget that you're the only one that for some reason the hit points aren't coming across for some reason. Finnegan, you want to try and finish Finnegan? Actually, not Finnegan. Finn
Finn is fine.
Finn is fine. There's no G in there.
I'll take a shot with my short bow.
All right, go for it. That definitely hits.
Okay.
Additional 16. He's not quite dead, but he is critical. All right, Wizard, what are we going to do this time?
I'll do Minesweeper again. You can't make 2 intelligence saves in a row.
It's just for pride now. I'm not going to hide this one.
Cast spells while grappled? Or
This is verbal only. I don't even need to move my hands.
oh, okay.
I just speak a word. Well, it's going to be 5 damage if he fails to save.
He did it again.
That's ridiculous. And who's up next? He is. Okay, then I'm going to do Misty Step, which is also verbal. I'm going to Misty Step over here.
Okay, fair enough.
Misty Step.
No good. 2, 4, 6. He's gonna see what half orc tastes like.
Ooh.
Gamey, in my opinion.
He might. What's your new armor class? It's a 20 now.
I cast shield as a reaction.
Never mind. It's a miss. Lepore, you're up. Hit him with your library of power.
Your best shot. That's what you're supposed to say. Like a song.
Oh, he's gonna die. Spin damage. All right, with your flail, which is really magical books on a rope, you crush the bug's skull and it's gone.
I would love to take a short rest as I am quite injured.
The DM is fine with it. Everything else is okay. We're cool.
Okay.
Yep.
No one seems to
Sure.
be objecting, so we'll take a short rest. I'm going to roll some hit dice.
If anyone else wants to roll some hit dice to get some back, go for it.
Nope.
Most people took
Good.
some amount of hits.
How do you like that? I took.
Okay.
I'm going to also use my Arcane Recovery to get back my second level slot.
Okay. What am I going to do? Oh, I don't want you there. I want you there. Sorry.
We'll
I'm going to say
continue
you
on
left.
towards.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No,
I
you
was
good.
just going to say that you left fairly early in the morning. I'm going to say, just say you're early risers,
Okay.
and I'll say you get to Summit Hall somewhere around, lunchtime, give or take, right? So it's a good, 5-6 hours to get there, give or take.
Okay. I hope they have lunch for us.
Sure.
Maybe a picnic basket.
A picnic basket, sure. Um, we'll say that, you see a small stronghold that stands on a hilltop, on one of the southern hills of the region, right before you come out of that hilly area. It is surrounded by a 15-foot wall and a sturdy wooden gate. You have stables, tower, barracks, storage buildings are all enclosed within the wall. A banner flying an emblem of a crossed torch and sword flutters overhead.
We've seen this symbol before.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Is there like a front door or something where we can knock?
Absolutely. I'll even put the description in there. So, and they have no problem letting you in. You knock on the door. there's no hard time or anything like that. They, you know, let you into the hall. You see that the enclosure has a number of knights in it. So I would say as you look around, you see about a dozen or so. They're from the Knights of Samdar, right?
The
So,
the same
group.
order as the Lich.
Yep. So, they're here and they host about another dozen or so, we'll say, knights in training, right? Young, aspiring folks who want to get into the order. And there's about other servants or whatever around to help, um, maintain the place, we'll say.
Okay.
The person who's in charge is a senior knight. It's a human woman. She's probably about 60 or so. Her name is Ushlin Stormbanner.
Okay.
I'll put her name in there. Burp. And she's happy to see you. She's adventurers. There's certainly plenty of need for trying to keep the order in this area. So she greets you and says, how you doing? How can we help you? What do you need anything in your travels?
Well, we're investigating some elemental cult activity in this area, and
Hmm.
we've been trying to track down members of a delegation that were headed to Summit Hall to return the body of a knight, although we suspect that they never showed up.
No, they never made it here. So
They were ambushed shortly outside of Beliard by these cultists. Perhaps you've seen something or have learned something about these cults. There's one for earth, one for air, one for fire, one for water.
that's interesting. I don't know anything more about it. We've been mostly training around here. I do know that we have been slowly seeing an increase of we'll say strange weather and natural phenomenon from time to time. Occasional odd flood, or might be occasional windstorm, whatever. They seem out of the ordinary and slowly becoming stronger over time. But
The air
so that kind
cult.
of corresponds to some of the things that you've been saying about, having cults for elementalists, right? Because we've certainly been seeing
Yes.
plenty of things around those of that nature in the area.
Have you had any dealings with Riverguard Keep?
No, not really. Um, Not really any dealings at all, to be quite honest.
Hmm.
What do you know about it?
Well, we stopped there as we were exploring and looking for information, and it's just that their location is squarely within uh, the area of the most cult activity. So, would have expected them to be um, either a little more knowledgeable about it, or have had some direct interactions. And of course, it's also possible that they're themselves involved.
Yeah, I don't know who is in the River Guard Keep. She says, no one from my order for sure. Wherever these elementalists have been going about their business, they've been keeping either a lower profile or they're not leaving any survivors to really discuss the to leave them back to them, right? So no, I haven't. No dealings with the River Guard Keep.
Have you heard anything in any unusual activity in general, and maybe around Belliard or Wamford?
Well, I mean, to your point, there have been, like you said, some strange happenings going on, some raids, like the ambush that happened up north. That's why we're training more knights to try and increase our numbers. But I can't say we've investigated any of those happenings lately. I mean, whenever we get there, things are long gone and folks have cleaned up after themselves, right? If there's a raid, we only find what's left afterwards.
Right.
So we're trying to increase the security along this road because this road is a major thoroughfare for the area.
Anybody else have any questions or comments they want to add?
We probably should mention the Lich we encountered, being that he's the same order. I don't know if they know that
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, they take an interest to this. They're like, well, that name is certainly not unknown to us. I mean, that would be one of the founders of the order.
Right.
Obviously, we thought he was long gone.
Well,
It's
he was just dead.
interesting.
That's
So
all.
you saw him where?
At the monastery, the Stone Guard, Stone Sacred Stone Monastery, which is where the Earth Cult is operating out of.
Interesting. I mean, I did know of the monks there, and they had taken over that particular keep. I didn't know they were part of an Earth cult or anything else right now, but that is
I
good
don't know
to
if it's
know.
the original monks there, but whoever's there now is definitely in the Earth Cult.
I see. Well, it's going to take us some time to try and to do anything about that. I mean, if you as adventurers want to go on, that's fine. We want to try and see what we can do to increase our trainees here and
Of
try and
course.
set up things along the road. If there's anything else we can do to help, we're more than happy to do that, and you're welcome here anytime.
Thank you. Perhaps we could have some lunch here, maybe get a picnic basket or two, and then be on our way.
Sure.
It's going to be a long way to Wormford.
Yep.
Wormford?
Yeah, you're probably not
Wamford?
going to get there. Yeah, that's a bit of a haul, right? That's
Yeah, but it's only like midday right now, so I feel like we shouldn't stop here for the night because we still have several hours of travel that we could take advantage of.
Well, it's about 4 miles per square, right? So
Right.
yeah, it's going to take you most of the rest of the afternoon and into the evening to get there, I would figure. It's
I
a
mean, we can
good
stop along the
probably
way and
yeah.
rest.
Yeah, you can certainly do that. All right. Well, real time it's getting close to 11 and I'm starting to run out of time,
Sure, we can
steam. So this might be a good
we
stop
can
for me to
call it
stop.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
I will not be available. Well, I expect I won't be available next week because I have a